Luke 22, 39 to 46. Jesus went out as usual to the Mount of Olives, and his disciples followed him. On reaching the place, he said to them, "Pray that you will not fall into temptation." He withdrew about a stone's throw beyond them, knelt down and prayed, "Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done." An angel from heaven appeared to him and strengthened him. And being in anguish, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground. But when he rose from prayer and went back to the disciples, he found them asleep, exhausted from sorrow. "Why are you sleeping?" he asked them. "Get up and pray so that you will not fall into temptation." So here we see the crushing of Jesus about to begin. The time he spent in the garden was possibly several hours through that night. Now, we know he would often disappear into the night to pray, to spend time with his Father. But here Jesus is agonizing over his future. He says to God, "If you are willing, take this cup away from me, this cup of suffering." He mentioned that to the disciples once before when he said, "Can you drink from the cup that I am about to drink?" And they didn't really understand what he meant. They said yes, probably not understanding the full implication of what they were actually committing themselves to. And if he had been praying for several hours, it's not surprising that the disciples just were overcome with weariness and fell asleep. They still didn't fully understand what was about to happen. And here Luke says his sweat was like drops of blood. We're not sure if it was a literal sweating of blood or not. But at this point, Jesus is contending with his natural human inclination to abandon his plan, to run possibly, not necessarily from the pain of the forthcoming torture and crucifixion, which would be immense, but actually from the fact that he would be hung on a cross, and as he did so, he would become a cursed object, and we'll come to that in another episode. Something from which God the Father would have to turn his head away. There would be a breaking of the fellowship of God the Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit. Temporary breaking, of course, but immensely painful nonetheless. We will come back to that later in another episode.